Hello, you precious people. Thank you for stopping by my video of the old front door. You know, I remember that old front door. I used to I had a very hard job. I worked 12 hours a day. Sometimes I worked 7 days a week. My wife was dying of cancer. I used to come home and I was so happy when I saw that old front door. And then there came the hour and the day that me and my beloved wife of 44 years never, ever imagined. The thought never entered our minds that she would be taken from me from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and from a drug called Exloda. An experimental drug that was designed literally to kill people. I wish to God that there would be a class action lawsuit. I would join it immediately, although it's been coming on 8 years that my wife is dead. But you know, I don't think there's statute of limitations on murder. And Aetna Insurance committed murder on my wife. They demanded that she be put on Exloda. And Exloda is a drug that creates 3 tumors in the brain. They're identical tumors. The surgeons and the doctors explained this to me at Harris Hospital in Fort Worth, Texas. And they told me that they designed it, that the people that designed it in the lab, they create 3 identical tumors. The first tumor starts on the thyroid gland. My wife, all of a sudden, my wife was beautiful. She was slender, she was gorgeous. She had long hair, she had long eyelashes. Listen, my wife was everything I ever dreamed of. She was a lady. She wore dresses. She loved her husband. She loved her children. She loved her grandchildren. But let me tell you, that Ativan created a tumor. It first started in the thyroid gland. And all of a sudden, my wife did this. I came home one day and she was crying. And she ran to me and hugged me and said, honey, you're married to an obese woman. She was crying. I said, honey, it's okay. I blame myself because I always took my wife out for Mexican food. You know, I blame myself, see. I didn't know what was happening inside her head. But that tumor on the thyroid, after it destroyed the thyroid completely, and no matter what she did, she got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, larger and larger. Then all of a sudden, the other tumor, it migrated over through the pituitary gland. Suddenly, she developed all forms of sugar diabetes. And then last but not least, the tumor jumped over. 3 identical tumors formed in the hypothalamus, which is the master gland. It tells the body to shut down and directs it into death. But this is what happened to me, but I'll never forget that old front door that used to bring me such joy. The day of her death, I'll never forget it. I didn't want to see that front door anymore. I had a hobby farm, 3 acres. I had sheep, I had goats, I had ducks, I had chickens, I had wild turkeys. I raised Pharaoh Coturnix quail. I raised rabbits. I had a 3/4 acre garden. I had an asparagus bed. And we had completely paid our house completely off. I had no bills anymore, and I was getting close to retirement. And my wife died November 28th at 6:16 a.m. at Hughley Hospice in Burleson, Texas. And that door that I loved so much, I couldn't stand to see anymore. I contacted a place, they called themselves We Buy Ugly Houses, and the young guy came out there. They gypped me out of my house. They gypped me, and him and the mortgage company, they stole my mineral rights. I forgive, but the Lord God is the one. He says, revenge is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay. And then again, he says in the King James Version, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will recompense. So I trust in the Lord, but friends, that old front door, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm Grandpa Hickory. I'll see you on the next video.